up, people? It's your boy, the host with the most. So do not brag or boast. I'm coming to you guys live from coast to coast. It's your boy. Welcome to Just My Opinion podcast. Breaking news. This just came down the news wire. Actually, this came down and it went down. I think later this afternoon. But if you've been reading the tea leaves, you knew that ultimately it was going to head to this juncture. The final chapter to Shannon Sharpe. Young lady is suing Shannon Sharpe of SA. Uh, that lawsuit has now been settled. Now, I think it was last week. Uh, they was all of them was supposed to go to court. Shannon Sharpe, lawyer, was there. He was present. Tony Busby wasn't. The victim wasn't as well. And we all knew that behind the scenes, Tony Busby, as well as Shannon Sharpe, lawyer, was working on some type of settlement. Remember, even before that, Shannon Sharpe and his legal team was trying to negotiate with her and settle before they even got into this juncture. The young lady wanted 50 M's. Shannon Sharpe called it a shakedown, went on social media, talked about this as a shakedown and trying to compare himself to Jay-Z and this, that, and the third. And then that's when all the text messages leaked. He even said in a statement that the lady, as well as Tony Busby, have a tape, an X tape of Shannon Sharpe and this young lady. He believed that they was going to show portions of it. Shannon Sharpe recommended to them, which I thought it was a dumb idea. Just show the whole thing, show the whole X tape. Would have been detrimental towards Shannon Sharpe. A lot of sponsors, after this went down, a lot of Shannon Sharpe sponsors for Nightcap and Club Shay Shay, they disappeared on them. They just went. They just left Shannon Sharpe hanging. Could you blame them? You got this huge lawsuit. You got you reading the text messages. You're hearing the stories. It does not look good on Shannon Sharpe's behalf. A lot of sponsors left Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe also had to take a leave of absence from ESPN, and it gotten so radioactive. It hasn't been official. A lot of people, hey, what's up? How you doing, my bro? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Uh, but it hasn't been official. But I do believe that ESPN is going to let go of Shannon Sharpe. Um, it's just, Disney owns ESPN. It's a family-run organization. And for those out there that's saying they should give him a second chance, actually, this will be Shannon Sharpe's second chance with the worldwide leader of sports. Remember, he had the infamous, I accidentally, quote unquote, accidentally hit the live button on Instagram Live, and he had a little afternoon delight on Instagram Live. That was embarrassing, not only to Shannon Sharpe, but to ESPN. ESPN, just kind of swept it under the rug. This right here is super big. I think the head honchos over there at Disney is going to. I see that. I think the representatives at Disney is going to. I think this news. I mean, it's great that he settled because it would have gotten even more messier. But let's just face facts and face reality. The stuff that was already that we already knew that was leaked by either Tony Busby and Shannon Sharpe leaked text messages. None of that stuff looks good on Shannon Sharpe's behalf. In all actuality, this girl is an OF model, quote in quotations model. Um, she was pay to play. Shannon Sharpe was willing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on each cheek just to do what he wanted to do. It wasn't a good look for Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe is 60 years old, messing around with a 20-year-old girl, and when they first met, she was I think they said she was like 18, and you're in your 50s. I mean, Shannon Sharpe has daughters that are older than this girl, and Shannon Sharpe was shouldn't have should have not entertained this. Okay. Uh, what what are your thoughts on Space Jam? Okay, we'll talk about that a little bit later, my guy. So I don't know why you asked that, but okay, cool. It's your dime. All right. So yeah. So okay. So Shannon Sharp, uh, he had no business messing with this girl. And this girl had everything to gain, and Shannon Sharpe had everything to lose. Shannon Sharpe should not have been messing with this young girl. This young girl was troubled since day one. The only reason why she was messing around with Shannon Sharpe in the first place, because Shannon Sharpe is an old simp that was willing to spend whatever it takes to to have his way with this young girl. And this young girl outplayed him. Shannon Sharpe is not going to admit this. Guys his age are not going to admit this, but you're too old for the game. You're too old for this game. I mean, there are guys that are in their 20s that get beat at this game. You're 60 plus. You shouldn't be messing with these girls. And, messing with these girls, you lose a lot. You can lose your career, you can lose your money, you definitely can lose your freedom. If you don't believe me, look at Diddy. They just talked about this rapper in Atlanta that they charge him for RICO. He's gonna spend the rest of his life in jail. It's just not worth it messing around with uh, you know uh, just putting yourself in these situations. Okay, when you're making that type of money, you need to just go on and settle down. All right, just go ahead, find a woman that you want to marry, a prenup, a prenup agreement, or just you know uh, practice a Muslim religion. You can have multiple wives, whatever. Okay. Um, but the days of fooling around, spending money, flashing money in front of women, I think those days are behind us because a lot of guys are smartening up. They realize that, you know, there's a lot to lose trying to be a player and be in and out of bedrooms and things of that nature, doing X acts and things of that nature. It's just not a good look. Now, this young lady was asking, I'm gonna call her a young lady. She's really not a woman. She's a young lady. Uh, Even though she's over 20, she's got a mind of a teenager. Okay, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. All right, she was asking for $50 million, $50 million to stay quiet because she was smart enough to realize Shannon Sharpe was on a verge to sign $100+ million contract. Now, how he was gonna make that money through his podcast negotiations, or through Nightcap, or through ESPN, or a combination of everything. This girl was smart enough to realize, I need to hit while the irons are at its hottest. I'm gonna cash in right now. I'm taking my lottery ticket. I'm cashing in right now. I want half of that 100 million. Give me 50. Shannon Sharpe felt, hey, that's way too much money. He hired a legal team. The legal team was already in talks of negotiating with this girl about, just staying quiet. I think they was willing to offer her, $7 or $8 million. Now, I don't know. Now, with this negotiation, no one realistically knows how much money she's going to get. But let's just say, for argument's sake, if she was not accepting the $5 or $8 million and she wanted $50 million, the numbers got to be in between those two amounts. So I think Shannon Sharpe, I think she agreed to it. Or maybe I don't know, maybe Shannon Sharpe is going to pay for Tony Bugsby's legal fees and still give her money. That way, Tony Bugsby doesn't eat out of her money that she, I guess you want to call it earn. I mean, suing people, that's the new way of living. So, Shannon Sharpe lost a lot. He lost a ton of respect in sports entertainment. He's not the same person like he once. He's not treated highly as the same person like he once was. And this is the same guy that will be on Undisputed and talk about athletes finding themselves in these situations. And Shannon Sharpe will call them idiots. Shannon Sharpe will call them, you need to grow up. Shannon Sharpe would give tough, honest, harsh criticism on athletes that find themselves in these predicaments, but then turn around and place himself in those predicaments. I wonder if Shannon Sharpe is kicking himself or being tough on himself, saying, you're an idiot. Why are you messing? You're 60. Why are you messing around with a 20-year-old girl? All right. So, look, I like Shannon Sharpe. I have nothing against Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, I just think his credibility took a huge hit. I think Shannon Sharpe, reputation took a huge hit. I don't think Shannon Sharpe's going to land those big time guests on Club Shay Shay. It's going to be a min. It's going to be a minute before anyone significant will be sitting across Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay. And as far as Nightcap goes, he's probably going to have to rearrange how he does that, because I guarantee you he was playing with house money when he was signing all these other podcasts, like the Baddie one, the Baddie podcast. I think he had some other podcasts that he was signing. He was trying to make his own media empire. I think he's going to have to fall back a little bit on that, because one, we don't know what ESPN is going to do. I'm speculating. I'm assuming ESPN is going to drop him and find someone else, for Stephen A. Smith on First Take, or just, keep it like it is. I don't see him making it, still working for ESPN. And then even if ESPN takes him back, he's going to lose a lot of money with ESPN. The money he could have made at ESPN was enormous. I don't think he gets that money with all this bad baggage around him. And plus, on top of that, Shannon Sharpe has, he's been in these predicaments, earlier in his media career as a player. He always finds himself in these predicaments with females. So that he already had a past like this, and now this recent past, and then now we find out about Fox Sports 1, why he exit stage left there. Apparently there was like an incident there. Shannon Sharpe is saying that it was just horseplay and things of that nature with a female, and Fox Sports 1 did him a solid, but technically Fox Sports 1 fired him. Okay, they played with the words and stuff like that. They wasn't going to re-sign him and things of that nature. That's that. Now we find out why he left Fox Sports 1 so fast. A lot of us were speculating, and I was speculating that, maybe Fox Sports 1 didn't want to have two max guys on the third best show, Undisputed. You already maxed out Skip Bayless, and now you're going to max out Shannon Sharpe for what? To be number 3, possibly number 2. First Take was still killing them in the ratings. Okay, so I was looking at it from that perspective. But when you hear this other stuff, it adds another wrinkle and it adds another layer to this. Okay. So yeah, basically, Shannon Sharpe's media career is on very thin ice. Um, I think he has to me he has to do some rearranging. I know he wants his media company, but he might have to fall back on that just a little bit. And because I don't think that money that he was expecting is coming, particularly from ESPN. I think the volume will still do business with him. But now they can negotiate how much money they're going to give him, and they're going to use this incident like, fam, you almost got sued for SA, so your credibility took a huge hit. Your reputation take a huge hit. We're not sure we're going to get a lot in our investment in you. Okay. So yeah, he's Shannon Sharpe is on a long road of rehabilitating his career. His career, his reputation. A lot of women that were fans of Shannon Sharpe is probably side eyeing him, and they are not happy with Shannon Sharpe as well. There's a lot of things he's going to have to do later on. After this blows away and people stop talking about it, there's going to be a lot of things he's going to have to do. He's going to really have to clean up his image. Okay, first and foremost. But yeah, we don't know how much he gave the girl to just stay quiet. But I guarantee you, it's more than $4 million. Okay, you know, it's an amount that she's okay with. And cause if she's asking for 50, you always shoot for the sky. You always shoot for the stars. So that way, when you're in negotiations, at least they know how far you're going to take this. And then they say to themselves, okay, we're not going to give her $50 million, but what about $20 million? Okay. So yeah, so I don't think she got $20 million, but I think she got a significant amount of money. She's a millionaire. She doesn't need OF anymore. Put it that way. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. These old fools are always old fools. Okay. Uh, my dad used to always say, a young fool is always gonna be a young fool. But you know what's worse? You know what's worser than a young fool? An older fool. All right. And Shannon Sharpe, he got played. He got really played. He's a lot of stuff is not going his way. I don't see anything positive coming from this, and we're just gonna have to wait and see what ESPN is going to do with him. Uh, but I'm just guessing. I don't think ESPN is going to keep him. Okay. Because this is like his second incident. Actually, it's his third incident. Uh, you had the quote unquote, I accidentally hit the Instagram live, and then y'all heard me on an afternoon delight. I think Shannon Sharpe is weird. I think he likes his adult activities that way, recording his adult activities. I guarantee you he was trying to record this to show his friends, because there's reports out there that he would FaceTime his friends while he's smashing this girl. And that's weird. I think that's really weird. It's bad enough you're 60 and you're messing around with a 20-year-old girl, but then you're filming yourself involving yourself in these activities. That's really weird. Like, what if your friends betray you, recorded you doing that, and blackmailed you or sold the footage to TMZ? That could have went so many. He was very reckless. Shannon Sharpe was very reckless, and he's extremely lucky that this didn't go like Diddy. Like, Diddy is fighting for his freedom. Diddy is fighting for his life. Okay, but it could have went that way. Okay, not saying it would, but I'm just saying it could have went that way. But yeah, that's all I got. Guys, tell me in the comment section how you feel. I'm gonna read a couple of your guys' messages. What are your thoughts on Space Jam? I thought Space Jam was good. It's my favorite movie. That's why. Space Jam, as far as movies go, sports movies go, I like Blue Chip and I like Space Jam in no particular order. Okay. I'm going to go now. Bye. Okay. I see you later, bro. Diddy, that, uh, hmm, Diddy, a hella a lot more than that. Okay. I got what you're saying. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday. All right. So, got all that stuff out of the way. You guys, hit the comment section. Tell me what you thought about this live. I just thought that I need to let you guys know what's a goings on with Shannon Sharpe. So, I'm up out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you have a wonderful Saturday. See you guys. See you.